By the mid-1930s, Croydon, London's principal airport, was increasingly surrounded by residential development. The airfield also suffered from frequent London fogs and the predominance of high ground to the south. The field, never the largest at the best of times, was fine for the biplane airliners of the 1920s and early 30s. But by 1936 many airlines were operating high-speed monoplanes, and the limitations of the field, even with the Lorenz landing system and floodlighting for night flying, were only too apparent. The Southern Railway identified a suitable aerodrome site just south of Dartford and to the west of the village of Ainsford in Kent. An option to purchase the site was arranged. It might seem strange for a railway company to own an airport, but in the 1930s the Southern Railway was a large and profitable company, owning several dozen ships and a share in railway air services with the other three large railway companies. The proposed airfield, named Lullingstone, was at Hulbury Farm, formerly part of the Lullingstone Castle estate. The airport would be served by a new railway station built on the Southern Main Line from London to Sevenoaks, and eventually there would be a terminus within the airport complex, served by a spur from the main line. By the mid-1930s, many Southern Main Lines were electrified, and high-speed electric trains would whisk passengers effortlessly between the airport, the junction station, and London. In March 1937, Imperial Airways declared an intention to move to Lullingstone Airport once opened. However, later the same year the Southern Railway pulled out for financial reasons, but persuaded the Air Ministry to continue where they had left off. The Southern Railway continued to build the airport's railway infrastructure, and the Air Ministry decided that Lullingstone would become one of 4 London airports, along with Heston, Croydon and Fairlop in Essex. Lullingstone Station opened on the 2nd of April 1939 and appeared in that summer's timetables. However, no trains were to stop there until the airport was open. The station, complete with footbridge, platforms and curving approach road, can be seen on the left-hand side of this photograph, but at the outbreak of the Second World War, all work ceased. A decoy aerodrome was built, complete with wooden canvas aeroplanes. The site chosen was actually to the southeast of the proposed airport, within the grounds of Lullingstone Castle. The decoy aerodrome was photographed by the Luftwaffe in 1940, although its effectiveness can be questioned, as the photograph is clearly titled Lullingstone Scheine Flugplatz, Lullingstone Pretend Airport. Even before the end of hostilities, it had been decided to develop London's main airport at Heathrow to the west of London, and any plans for Lullingstone were quietly dropped. For 10 years after the Second World War, Lullingstone Station saw over 100 trains per day, but none ever stopped, and in 1955 the station buildings and awnings were demolished. The awnings were re-erected at Canterbury East Station, where they remain in use to this day. Eventually, Gatwick Aerodrome in Sussex was chosen as London's second airport. It had been rail connected direct to London Victoria since opening in 1936. Lullingstone's 2 derelict platforms remain to this day, and the proposed aerodrome site is still farmland, although bisected by the M25 motorway. Most amusingly, reference to Lullingstone Station, which only appeared in 1939 summer timetables, can still be found today. A search on the Rome to Rio travel website for travel from London Victoria to Lullingstone Station gives several options. One option is to travel by train from Victoria to Ainsford and then walk for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, the traveller will come to a derelict approach road to a station that never opened for an airport that never was. Thank you for watching.